Oh, hello and welcome to Rewriting Reality. I just noticed in that last scene I had the headphones on. I don't even remember a time when I wore headphones on, but it's on captured on video, so it actually happened. And I am Shiraz. I am your host. I'm a reality interventionist. And if you don't know what that is, you will find out by the end of the show. So, what we do on Rewriting Reality is I have guests come on. They are healers, coaches, and by coaches, they could be coaching on marketing or sales or lifestyle, life coaches, transformational coaches. And we hear a little bit about them, who they are, why they do what they do, what got them into it, and then they coach me. That's right. They're going to be coaching me on. They coach me every month on the show, and I try to make myself as coachable as possible so that I don't annoy them. But you get to see how they coach. You get to see their style. You get to decide whether you like them or not. And then we flip it around and I coach them using energetic magic. I start being that reality interventionist I am and start messing with their reality in a good way. And we're going to do some more of that today because today I have Jennifer Takagi. And she helps women discover the power of their purpose by tapping into their truths, having their intuition, and trusting themselves so that they can have clarity and confidence to create the next level of success they desire. Utilizing multiple modalities, she helps women release the trapped emotions and imbalances that are holding them back from the life they are destined to live. She also helps clients achieve their dreams by breaking them down into simple 12-minute increments. That's what we're going to be talking about today on the show with Jennifer. Now, before I bring her up, I just want to let you know that Jennifer and I know each other. We see each other in person several times a year at events we go to, and we talk pretty much every week. And she's my supplier. And by that, I mean she bakes cookies and she brings them to the events all the time. And I get cookies whenever I see her. So I have called her Jennifer Takookie instead of Takagi. So let's bring her up. Hey, Jennifer.
Hello, Shiraz. Thank you for having me. And yes, he does call me Jennifer Takaki. I've been called Jennifer Teriyaki before too. So it's all
Okay.
food related. There's a connection there.
Well, you do cook a lot.
I do.
And here's the other thing is I'm a little bit upset with Jennifer because I'm on day 9 of a 10-day juice fast. And of course, I'm on this fast and she's posting was the pecan caramel pie was is that what it was?
Caramel pecan pie for Thanksgiving. I didn't post pictures of the walnut pumpkin pie, but yes.
Yeah. And so I'm looking at this and I'm drinking like a green juice. And I'm like, don't.
That's not
Okay.
right. Well, I did turn my camera off during a call so I could finish eating a piece of pie so I
Yes.
wasn't, flaunting it in front of you.
Yes.
It was American Thanksgiving. There's a lot of baking that happens.
There is. There's a lot of baking. Maybe I timed my fast wrong.
Yes.
Right. So I if definitely wouldn't have done it if I lived in the States because that would have just been all sorts of bad news, right?
It would have been wrong.
It would have been wrong. So, Jennifer, 12-minute success coach. What the hell is that and how did you get into it?
Yeah. So, super fun story. I was at an event because I love going to events. And I had the honor of meeting Jack Canfield, who some of you may know. He was the founder of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series and Chicken Soup for all the different things. And he ended up writing a book called The Success Principles. And it's a collaborative type book. He interviewed lots of people to get all the information together. And he found that there are specific things that successful people do on a regular basis that make them successful that other people don't. And the very first principle is take 100% of every aspect of your life. All right, sounds great. I think I take responsibility for the most part. But then you find out all those little things that you say and do where in the end, I don't always take 100% responsibility. So he says if 100% is too much, take 5% more. Okay, great. 5% more. And there are great suggestions like, I'm going to eat healthier, so I will eat out less, or I will cook healthy foods at home more. I will go to the gym more. But more for me is not really a quantitative measurement. Like, how do I count more? So the best way to learn something is to agree to teach it. Have you ever done that? Yeah, I'll do that. And then you're like, ooh, I have to learn this now so I can teach it. And I was asked to speak at um, an association meeting, Human Resources Association meeting. And she said, what do you want to talk about? What's your topic? And I went, oh, I'm going to talk about step one on the path to success. And so as we started this venture of what I was going to talk about, I realized I needed to be able to explain 5%. And what is 5%? So I became very obsessed with what 5% was. So as the clock is ticking down, I've got to do this presentation. I have to be ready to go online and talk, or live because it was in person. But I couldn't come up with what 5% was. So as I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about my personal growth, my personal success. And it was like, if I wanted to do something for me outside of work and I wanted to take more responsibility, I had 4 hours in the evening to do that because like I got home from work by 5:30. My husband and I had figured out dinner by 6. I typically started heading to bed at 10. So I had from 6 to 10 in the evening if I wanted to do something solely for myself and my own personal health, wealth, development. Well, that's 4 hours, and that's 240 minutes. And I got my calculator out because math is not my strong suit. And 5% of 4 hours is 12 minutes. So then I started looking at all the things I could do in an evening that would be more than I had been doing. So if I wanted to get healthier, fitter, exercise more, I have an exercise bike. It's just right over here. It sits in my office.
Mhm.
I haven't been on it in a minute or months, whatever. If I wanted to improve my physical health, I could ride it 12 minutes a day.
Hmm.
And somebody out there is thinking, that's not going to do any good, Jennifer. Go to the gym, work out hard, break out a sweat. You're not wrong. But if I'm doing 0 and I start going 12 minutes an evening, that's a substantial increase for what I was doing. So I can come up with all kinds of things we can do in 12 minutes to get us one little step closer to reaching the goals that we have set for ourselves or the dreams and desires that we have.
There used to be a show here, I think in the 80s, called a 20-minute workout.
Ah,
Right. And it was really popular. People would do this 20-minute workout every day. And you're talking 12 minutes. So you're already over halfway there just by that one step.
yeah. Yeah. And there are all kinds of studies on what you can get done in little increments. I met a fitness gal, and her thing was every time she walked out of the bathroom, she would stop and do 10 squats.
Hmm.
And she said, you're in and out of the bathroom several times a day. You could easily get 30, 40, 50 squats in every time you left the bathroom. And there's another guy, there's something else about doing push-ups on the wall or something. But like there's a lot of things around doing a little bit consistently and it will add up.
Yes.
And someone asked about a eating plan, like I want to eat healthier. What can I do? Well, the first thing of eating healthier is doing a little bit of research on what kind of eating do you want to do? Like, is keto for you? Is just reducing calories for you? Like, what is your thing? Do you need to go on a juice cleanse twice a year during American holidays? Like, is that a good choice? How do you want to do that? So one thing you can do in 12 minutes is research what plan you want. Okay, great. So I'm going to do this plan. Don't overthink it. The most successful people make decisions very quickly. Pick one and go with it. If it doesn't work after a couple months, do something else. So then now you've got your plan. Well, then you could spend 12 minutes putting your grocery list together. That's another 12 minutes. Well, then if you go to the grocery store, I don't know about Canadian grocery stores, but in American grocery stores, they're set up so that the whole outside of the store are all the natural things. You've got your fruits and vegetables moving into your cheeses, then you got your dairy products, and then you move around to the other side and you've got all your meats and frozen foods kind of thing is kind of how ours are set up. Well, you may not be able to do all your grocery shopping and check out and get in your car and get home in 12 minutes. But if you had a specific list, you could go in and do the outer perimeter and get all, if not the majority of the food you need in 12 minutes because you have a list and you're going only on the outer perimeter. Then another 12 minutes check out. So what I find happens with people is their dreams and goals are big and then they don't take any action towards reaching them because it's all too big. So I like to help people break it down into smaller, manageable pieces so that they can actually notice in a week, 2 weeks, that they've actually made headway.
So I just did some math here, and 12 minutes a day is 73 hours a year.
Ooh.
Yeah. And one of the things that popped up in my mind when you're talking about that is a lot of people want to write that book. And they can't sit down and they think, I'm going to have to be writing for hours. But if they're writing for 12 minutes a day, then that's 73 hours a year, which may not sound like a lot for writing a book, but I know people that have written entire books in a weekend. And 73 hours is 3 days.
It's a lot. So let's break that down a little bit. Do you want to?
Sure.
All right. So I want to write a book.
Yeah.
I could spend 12 minutes making a list of all the things I would want to write about, like all the different types of topics. Then I can come back in another 12 minutes and immediately go through and just exit out on what I don't want to write about right now and get it narrowed down. Then another 12 minutes could possibly be like, what would be some possible chapters I would want to talk about? I do a method, and it's typically a short book that is 4 chapters. And so I can write a book pretty quickly, and they're short. And there are people out there who say, oh, it's not really a book, but it is a book. It is a book. I have it printed right here. But like, what message do you want to get out quickly, easily, and without a whole lot of blood, sweat, and tears? There are those book projects that are blood, sweat, and tears, but what if you did it on a smaller scale to get started? Because once you do it, you're on a path. The next one's going to be faster and easier. So yeah, if you spent 12 minutes every day and you get to the end of the 12 minutes and you think, that was pretty easy, I can keep going. Perfect. Keep going.
I love it. And this sounds like it can be implemented fairly easy by people. But then again, you're a 12-minute success coach. So even when you lay this down for people, what happens then? Because I'm betting a lot of people say, I'll do the 12 minutes, but then you check up on them and
yeah, it's hard. So before I answer that really quickly, a mutual friend of ours, Frank King, heard about this. So he sat down and he made a list of the things he needed to get done, and he categorized them like housework, working on his next book, applying for speeches. And he had, I think he said 6 different things on his list. And he said, he called it an egg timer. He set his egg timer. And he only worked on this for 12 minutes. The timer rang. He moved to this next thing. Timer rang. He went to the next thing. And he said he did multiple rotations of that throughout the day. Yep. And he got more done in every single category than he normally would because he was so intensely focused.
Nice.
for that 12 minutes. So sometimes people have, what was the question about what if they struggle getting started with it? That was the question.
Yeah.
So in the work that you and I do, what we find with people often is there are blocks that keep them from getting started. So you have your strategy, you have your list, you know what you want to do, and then the question becomes, what is standing in your way? What is standing in your way and keeping you from achieving these goals, from taking these small little incremental steps?
Mhm.
And that's where energy work comes in. And one form of energy work I do is called the emotion code. And we quickly and easily identify the trapped emotions that could be holding you back. And one client of mine was making a shift in her business to be more heart centered.
Mhm.
And she said, oh, we were on a group call. Oh, well, do I have any trapped emotions that are keeping me from doing this launch and having it go really well? And I was like, I don't know. Let's see. And we just identified one for lack of time. And it was an emotion trapped on her heart.
Hmm.
Well, if you're going to be a heart centered business and you have emotions trapped on your heart, which, spoiler alert, we all do,
What?
then it makes it harder, right? Because your heart is not open to give and open to receive. So as soon as we cleared that one trapped emotion and the call ended, I hung up and my phone immediately rang and she goes, okay, what else is there? And there ended up being 3 trapped emotions. All 3 were trapped on her heart, which
Whoa.
would impact her being able to make a really heart-centered offer to her audience. So it's really fun when those things come up and they're all aligned. Sometimes they're all over the board. And the fun thing is your subconscious wants to keep you safe and it's not going to let you release any more
Hmm.
than you can without causing harm. So it's not like we can go through, peel back that onion all the way to its core on the very first time, right? Things come up and you got to process that and go to the next level.
Okay. So I know some of you may be curious about how this all works, and Jennifer mentioned the emotion code, but she actually knows multiple modalities which she uses when she works on people, and
Yep.
she's going to work on me next. So I have no idea what's in store for me. I'm just going to let Jennifer take the lead here and guide us through a coaching session with Jennifer.
All right. So Shiraz, what is the one thing that if it were either a whole lot better or greatly reduced would make the biggest impact in your life right now? That's like the first question I ask everybody on a first call.
A whole lot better or greatly reduced. I have. Does it usually take people a while to answer this question? Because that's like,
Yeah, it can be big. So let me give you one example, and this may or may not fit for you. So this one client is an entrepreneur, has her own business, very successful. And I asked her that same question. And she said, I have a great business, I have a great life,
mhm,
but growing up, money was a big deal in my family. And I think that I might have some blocks around abundance. I don't know what they are. I don't really feel it, but I'm just wondering if I do, because like one summer we moved to my grandparents' house and we lived in a tent in the backyard, my mom and dad and brother and I, and it was so much fun. And as an adult, I found out we lived there because my parents lost the house and
mhm.
we had nowhere to go. As a child, you don't really know how that impacts you, but it can.
Okay.
And a trapped emotion is simply an emotion that you felt either so greatly because the situation was so big, so horrific that you weren't able to process it, or the processing was interrupted for any variety of reasons. The phone rang, your brother pinched you, whatever, like you didn't fully process it. So for her, we release those trapped emotions
Mhm.
and around abundance. And she sat down and journaled about what offer she would like to make to the next client that called. And she was going to make a $25,000 offer. And the next week her phone rang and this man said, "Will you do this, this, and this for me?" And she said, "Yes, my business can handle that. And it'll be 25,000." And he paid her 25,000. And that happened 3 more times over the next month. So she brought in $100,000 very quickly and easily
Okay.
by releasing the trapped emotions that were holding her back from abundance. So abundance is like a big one that comes up.
Okay. So I have an event coming up next week,
Mhm.
Sustainable Success event. And I would like that to go well and for there to be a lot of abundance at the event. So why don't we preemptively clear that out to prepare?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, with the emotion code, this is based on work by Dr. Bradley Nelson. He's a retired chiropractor. And through his work as a chiropractor, is where he started discovering that people had trapped emotions and they were keeping them from being well and healed and the adjustments taking. So, you can go online and you can search for the emotion code. I have it printed out here and laminated, so it's easy for me to get to. I can share my screen if you like, so you can actually see it. But it makes it go very quickly because I say, is it trapped emotion in column A? Yes or no? Is it column B? And we quickly and easily identify the emotion. So the first question for you, Shiraz, is do I have permission to connect with your subconscious?
Okay.
Okay. So I use a pendulum for my, checking of my intuition and what's working. So this is showing me a yes, show me a no, and it goes counterclockwise. Other people use the finger method, ring and ring. I'm Jennifer, I'm Shiraz, right? So Jennifer, it's firm, Shiraz, it's not, because obviously I'm not Shiraz. All right. Can the emotion code chart help us identify any trapped emotions that
Ooh.
would prevent Shiraz from having the best event and abundance streaming from it? Yes. Is the first thing in column A? Yes. Is it an odd row? No. An even row? Yes. Is it row 2? Yes. Row 4? No, it is row 2. Is it anxiety? No. Despair? No. Disgust? No, but it is nervousness. Nervousness. All right, so let's see when you trapped that emotion. Because what happens is once we feel an emotion so strongly that we trap it,
Mhm.
the subconscious says, let's go find more of that. Consciously, we're saying, no, 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 I don't want more of that, but
Mhm.
it's there and it's looking for it. So,
Okay.
this emotion of nervousness, was this trapped before the age of 20? Yeah, before 15. Yes. Before 10. Yes. Before 5. Nope. At 5. At 6. At 7. At 8, it is 8 years old. So at 8, you felt nervous about something, which who doesn't feel nervous about something at 8? Does anything specifically come to mind that you might have experienced at 8?
At 8, oh, grade 3, swimming competition.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So can you would you say that that like has followed you through, like a big competition comes up and you feel sometimes more nervous than you normally would?
No, but I think it's more of if I'm going to be in front of a lot of people screwing up and doing the wrong thing.
Yeah. All right, on a scale of 1 to 10 on this event, I always forget to ask this. I've got to quit forgetting. On a scale of 1 to 10, how I don't want to use the word stressed. How important is it that this go well? Like you're at a 10 that you're like, "Oh, I'm really nervous about this," or are you like, what's going to happen? It's going to happen. and that would be a 1.
Okay. For the event coming up.
Yep.
Uh, I would say a 4.
Okay. All right. So let's clear this trapped emotion of nervousness. So when we do this, we set our intention that we're going to clear it out. And the word nervousness is written in the clouds. And all of the feelings and emotions of that are within that cloud. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And when we exhale, we're going to just dissipate that whole entire set of feelings and emotions. Deep breath in. Have we cleared the trapped emotion of nervousness? Yes. Is there another trapped emotion we can identify? Yes. Is it column A? No. Is it column B? Yes. Is it an odd row? Nope. Even row? Yes. Is it row 2? Yes. Row 4? Nope. It's row 2. Is it failure? No. Helplessness? No. Hopelessness? No, but it is lack of control. Lack of control. That was a shocked look on your face.
Lack of control. Okay.
Lack of control. All right. Was this emotion trapped before the age of 20? Yeah. Before 15? Yes. Before 10? Yes. Before 5? Nope. At 5? At 6? At 7? At 8? Again, it's at 8. So you probably felt a little bit out of control with your swim competition, right? Because you can't control what that person does in the next lane.
Ugh.
All right. So lack of control is written in the clouds, and we're going to clear that out. Deep breath in. Have we cleared the trapped emotion of lack of control? Yes. Is there another trapped emotion we can identify? No, that's all. And the interesting thing, both of these emotions are trapped on your spleen or stomach.
Ooh.
And the stomach generates all kinds of emotions and it's just, I've heard it referred to as the second brain of the body, right? Because a lot of things happen in the stomach.
Yep.
So by clearing those out, that can set you up for even more success. Some people feel shifts immediately. Some people, it takes a couple of days. So the question is, are you still about a 4 at the event, about the event, or are you less? Or about the same? I mean, you can be the same. Some people try to come up with a number. They don't want to make me feel bad. I don't feel bad because they're going to feel better tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, feels maybe a 3 or a 2 now.
Okay, great.
Cool.
So that's how this work works. I do have other modalities that I utilize with clients one-on-one, bringing in body code, which is creating alignment within the physical, emotional, and spiritual body, and also holy fire Reiki and reading Akashic records, which are the messages of your soul. So
let's back up because
it's a lot.
Did you say holy fire Reiki?
Yeah.
What the hell is holy fire Reiki?
I don't know. That's just what it was called. So,
do you set the subject on fire and use Reiki on them? What happens?
Yeah, no. So it's there are different forms of Reiki. I don't know what they are because I haven't studied them. But the modality that I studied was called Holy Fire Reiki.
Okay.
And it is just the energy work of Reiki. How it's different than others, I don't know because I have never researched the differences.
Okay.
And we use it to create a visual meditation of moving that energy around and settling it, because when we're doing body code also, especially if somebody has a pretty severe illness, that can be really impactful to settle that energy down and dissipate it.
Wow. I've had Reiki done on me twice, and both times when I got up from the table, I was lying on a towel. At the the base of my spine, about this far apart, were two holes burned into the towel that came out of my body. Like I literally burned the towels.
Wow. We knew you had a lot of energetic magic, but that's really pushing it.
I thought it was
Yeah,
weird the first time, but the second time, the exact same spot, same holes. And I'm like, what is going on with my body when I do Reiki?
that's a lot. I learned Reiki online, and I typically only do it online. I've done it, in person when I was with somebody on person, but I actually learned it online. So I do it more online than any other way. Yeah, that must have been Hellfire Reiki. Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't just burns, like burns straight through. There were holes surrounded by the burn marks. So,
I don't know about that, Shiraz. I'm not. I'm not.
that's just me.
But you're special, and we knew that.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So that is what Jennifer does. And it feels pretty cool. So we're going to flip it around in just a minute, and I'm going to do some energetic magic on Jennifer right after this commercial break.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
All right. We are back with Jennifer Takagi, or Jennifer Takuki. Really have to taste her cookies. They're really good.
And no, I can't ship to Canada.
I know that's the biggest problem. Like she showed me that pie and I just said send it to Canada. And apparently that can't happen. So all I know is on Friday, or by Friday, I will be eating jerk chicken from a new jerk chicken restaurant we have nearby. And I'm going to find some place around here that has some pecan pie. And I'm going to bow down on that.
Because you're ready for it.
I am
You'll
ready
be
for it.
ready for it.
That's 10 days of cleanse. I am done. So, all right. So for those people who have not watched the show before, this is what is about to happen. I am going to have a conversation with Jennifer about something that she wants shifted in her life. And when I talk to people, I can tell when their conscious beliefs match their unconscious beliefs. So whenever that doesn't match for Jennifer, I would tell her that doesn't read as true, or that's not coming up true. And when it's not true, that means we're going to be digging down to just saw this bourbon pecan pie. See, I don't drink, so that's not appetizing. So safe on that one. So
The bourbon cooks out, Shiraz. The bourbon cooks out.
Okay. I'm just thinking it's more of a drink than something you eat. Bourbon pecan pie. What is this sauce? Oh, it's bourbon. So,
Yeah. But it cooks off. They heat it up. It cooks off.
I'm not the cook. You're the expert. So.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Anyway, so when Jennifer's conscious and subconscious don't match up, that means there's a story that's running in her subconscious that's different from what she thinks. So we're going to look and find out what that story is or what those stories are. And whenever we find a story, I'm going to say, Jennifer, are you willing to step out of that story? If she says yes, and she means it, and I can tell if she means it, then the story is going to shift for Jennifer in that moment. Now, Jennifer and I have worked together before. She knows how this process works. And so it's going to be a breeze for her. Now, if you're playing at home, when I ask her, are you willing to step out that story? If you realize you've got the same story, you can say yes, and it shifts for you because I'm not actually doing the shifting. I'm the guide to the thing that needs to be shifted. And then I'm saying, are you willing to step out of the story? So you're going to do the work. I'm making you work, Jennifer. I know. You did all the work for me, but I make you do all the work on this side too.
I don't know. You had to dissipate those clouds yourself.
Dissipate
So
the clouds. I did have to dissipate the clouds.
you did.
Okay. All right. So what are we working on, Jennifer?
Gosh, so many things to choose from. And I just want to throw out to the audience, you can do work for yourself and it does work, but there's something extra special about having somebody else that like takes you along further and faster. So that is why I do energy work. Shiraz does energy work. It's a little bit different. And that's why if you're a really good practitioner, you go to other practitioners to get help. Just gonna throw that out there. So I want to throw out. I've had this pain in my knee and my leg and my hip. It started in my knee and then it's kind of moved around since the end of September. It is impacting what I do, where I go. I know we've had conversations about it that I have a little bit too much going on in my life right now. And this could be my body saying, okay, it's time to slow down. Okay, I've been slowed down.
Okay, wait. I just want to clarify for the audience. Please just go through your travel itinerary for the last month. Please just indulge me.
Well, just the month of November, I live in Oklahoma City, and I have been to Los Angeles, Fort Lauderdale, Puerto Vallarta, and I leave Thursday to go back to Los Angeles. So a lot of airplanes, a lot of walking through airports, and then a lot of sitting in very uncomfortable chairs. So, and that's just this month. September was kind of the same. Like I've been at least 2, if not 3 places every month for 2 years now. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot. It's hard on the body.
It can be. Traveling 4 times a month can drain people.
Well, bet it has today.
All right. So we want to look at the pain in the knee and where else?
Well,
Started in the knee.
The physical therapist and the massage therapist have said, I feel the pain in my knee, but it actually has started in my hip. It's like sciatica running down from my hip down to my knee.
Okay.
But the pain is typically in my knee.
Okay. So it could be referred pain from the hip.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So actually, the other thing I forgot to mention is when energy shifts around me, I tend to yawn and cough. So there's already some shifting going on. Because what I was about to suggest is I'm going to just go into the injury. I don't usually do this on the show. We usually have the conversation. But I'm just going to go into the injury and work energetically on healing what's going on there.
Please.
Okay. What comes from me? Okay.
But yes, that's the song Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yes, it's my left. And yes, I've heard that impacts my ability to receive.
Okay. So Jessica does Reiki work as well. And that's who's commenting there. So I think she's tuning into your body as well. Look at this. You're getting multiple people just okay. Okay. So first, let me just go in there and see what's going on. So, yeah, it's actually the hip going all the way up to this lower back on the spine there. So just going to shift some stuff there. Oh. Okay. All right. Is it safe to move forward in a big way?
Yes.
Okay, so that's not actually coming up true. I think you even
I hate
felt
it when that happens.
Okay. So remember that your subconscious mind tries to keep you safe at all times. So it's scared about moving forward in a big way. Oh, look, we got confirmation here. So yeah, apparently, I'm tempted to just give the link to Jessica, pull her up on stage, double team Jennifer during the show.
Come on, Jessica.
So, okay. So your subconscious is trying to keep you safe from the big changes. So when I ask the question, the first thing pops in mind, what's so scary about having huge success?
The first thing that comes to mind is that I don't deserve it.
Okay. So is that your story that you don't deserve big success? Or did you buy that from someone else?
I think I bought it from somebody else because my mom always said I deserved everything good and wonderful. And I believed that. So I'm getting that from
Yep.
elsewhere.
Did your mom believe she deserved everything good and wonderful?
No, her brothers and I had a conversation about this not too long ago. Tomorrow will be 15 years since she passed away. And I said she had no self-confidence. And they said, oh, she had all the self-confidence in the world. And I was like, no, she didn't. She would tell everybody else to go do it.
Yeah.
And they thought that was because she had all the confidence. I don't think she had the confidence. I think that's why she told everybody else to go do it.
Okay. So
she was a big supporter.
Here's the thing that happens when we're growing up. We learn the least from what our parents say to us. We learn more. Now we still learn, but we still learn the least from what they say to us. We learn more from the actions they take. And we learn the most from the energy of who they are. So if your mom is telling you you can have everything in the world, but her energy is, I don't deserve everything, you can buy her story about her and make it your story about you.
Okay.
So are you willing to step out of her story that you don't deserve big success?
Yes.
Ooh. And is it okay for you to have big success when your mom couldn't or refused? Yes. That's not actually coming up true.
It is too.
So are you willing to step out of the story that it's wrong for you to have big success when your mom didn't?
Yes.
Ooh. Can success come quickly?
Yes.
Okay, that's mostly a yes. A little bit of pushback, but not a lot. Is it okay if it comes quickly?
Yes.
Okay, that had more pushback.
So, it may have had more pushback?
Yeah. You can basically you're like, yeah, it can come quickly, but I don't want it to. That'd be a horrible thing. So,
Ah,
yeah. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to control how quickly success comes?
yes.
Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to control how big the success is?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, what if you started making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year within the next few months?
I would be very happy.
Okay. And how would people interact with you if you're suddenly making that much money?
Well, I want to believe that they would be very happy for me.
I just love the way you phrased that. I want to believe that they would be very happy for me.
Well, anything less than that is like crappy friends, right?
Okay. So, do you have to make sure people are happy with your success?
Yes, Shiraz. Unfortunately. But we can step out of that story.
Yeah, all right. So, are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure people are happy with your success?
Yes.
Okay. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure no one gets jealous of your success?
Yes. That was a big one.
Still going. Oh, wow. Okay. Cool. How's that feel?
Good.
Okay. How's the knee feeling?
Feels good.
Okay. All right. So we've got a little bit of time left. So we're gonna bring in a Reiki master.
Hi, Jessica.
We can't hear you. You need to plug in the mic.
Plug in, tune in.
She hosts this network. You get that. We are experiencing technical difficulties. She muted herself.
And then this one time the mics all worked at one time.
Oh, I just realized it was the logo in Jessica's thing. I thought she had a little energetic magic ornament behind her, but it's just the logo of my show.
It looks cool.
And it's upside down. That's what is hilarious. It's not an M, it's a W.
Ooh.
Have to fix that.
Energetic wins. Not magic wins.
I don't even know idea where she got that logo. That's bizarre.
Well, she's going to be back any second now.
Any second, or she's gone.
Yeah. Well, I love that because we've worked on this for a little bit, and I love that every time it's something different, right?
Yeah.
And it's because we just hadn't gotten to the root of it.
It's the onions. We're pulling the different layers off to see what else is in there. Someone's
And I
back.
hate onions, so I like to refer to it sometimes as like a croissant or a puff pastry.
Okay. Well, if you watch Shrek, we can call it a parfait. Parfait has layers. And
Yeah,
cakes have layers. So,
for sure.
Can you hear me now?
yay! Welcome, Jessica.
Thank you. I was saying I found it wildly ironic that you had this giant yawn as I was coming into the studio. Like, man, it's not just Jennifer.
It's a bunch of people. All right. So, what are you picking up from Jennifer?
Well, I kind of wanted to just, Jennifer was talking about before how healers need healers, and I just kind of wanted to echo that really quickly because I think that's part of what the beauty of what you do here on this show, Shiraz, is like everybody has their things that they do, and it's really kind of special that it's this back and forth that happens. And but yeah, I was feeling I also have the pain that goes into my leg from the left side of which is interesting. And so I was literally, and I hadn't had that kind of pain there in like a good week and a half or so, and then all of a sudden when the show came on today, it started to be kind of like achy again, and I'm like, what in the hell is this? I thought we were done. we're not done. Jennifer, thank you so much.
I put that back on you. Is that what you're saying?
No, I love, it's such a reciprocal thing where it's like, when we recognize the challenges that other people are going through, it's like, oh, I still have stuff to work on too. So thank you for that.
Well, and I've always heard that you receive from the left. So if you have pain, especially in your left hip area, that you literally have a block to receiving.
Yeah. We're not surprised about that.
Damn
Okay. So are you both feeling better now?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I don't have to dig deeper, or is there other stuff that's coming up that you want? We got like 7 minutes left. So.
Well, I guess then my question, and it might be for Jessica too, like, do I have a block that's keeping me from wanting to receive the clients, receive the income from them, because you work on people, you get a lot of fun out of it yourself too, right? Or we wouldn't be in this in this type of work. Is there something else there?
Okay. Do you want more clients?
Yes.
Okay, that was about a half yes. Do you want income from the clients?
I do.
Okay, that's coming up true. So it's just around clients. Okay. So what would be the bad thing about getting more clients?
They don't get the results I want them to because I keep struggling to detach from the results they're going to get, because I want them to walk away going, yeah, I feel better. That was great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, those clients, they just don't know what's good for them, and they push away those good results, and then you're just like frustrated. And okay.
Right, Jessica? Uh-huh.
It's her giggling away. Yeah, no, I might relate to that in some small way. Okay. All right. So if your clients have to get results, then your subconscious mind will filter anyone that might not get results and leave you just with the ones you're sure will get results. And that's
what does that?
Yeah. So there's people that probably would get results, but you can't use them because there's a chance that they might get results.
Okay.
Okay. So it's got to be 100%. Can't be 99. Can't be 92. Definitely can't be like 75. It's got to be 100%. So that's a very small pool of clients.
Yep.
When you're willing to have clients get results, get amazing results, get moderate results, get kinder results, and get zero results, then you have a whole bunch more clients coming in.
Yes, that's true.
Yep. You have a lot more successes with all those clients that are getting results, and you have some failures. Oh, that failure thing just your energy is just like
That's a big word.
you need to be willing to have the failures along with the successes if you want
Yes.
to thrive in business. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure all your clients always get results?
Yes.
Now, I know you get this, but I got to explain this for some of the people in the audience. It's like, wait, you want to run a business and not get results? No, no. The intention is everyone gets results. That's what you want with every client. But the allowance is some of them just won't be there. Some of them aren't ready for the change. Some of them say they want it and are just lying to themselves. And some of them are going to get the change, and the change is going to scare the hell out of them, and they're going to back off and go back to where they were. That's just how life works with people. So, are you willing to step out of the story that if your clients don't get results, you're a failure?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Energy there.
That was really big. They're making me yawn.
Okay. And are you willing to step out of the story that you have to prove how good you are by getting results?
Yes.
Wow, it's still going. It's like comes in waves with you.
It's because it's a lot and we keep working on it. And now we're just down to that tail end. I'm just sure of it.
Okay, cool. How's that feel?
Good.
All right. Anything happen over on your side, Jessica?
I was tapping in over here. It's good. It feels much better now altogether. The whole thing. Yeah.
Cool. All right. And so that's my part of today's exchange. We are done with Jennifer for today. But before we let Jennifer go, if people want to get in touch with you and work with you, how can they do that? It's in the show notes, but I need to hear from you too.
Yeah, my website is jennifertakagi.com, and you can find me there. You can find my work there. And there's an opt-in for meditations. I found a lot of clients have anxiety, and I have a short 6-minute meditation to help reduce anxiety that clients have felt was very helpful. So grab that.
And I suggest you listen to it twice so you can do it in 12-minute increments.
Yes, let's circle back to that.
All right.
I love it.
Here's the funny thing is today I was on top of what's going on in the Breakthrough Show Network this week. I got to Jessica early. I made sure I knew what was going on. And this week on the Breakthrough Show Network, nothing else is going on.
We're getting to that off-season part of the year, and majority of shows are coming back in February. But the cool thing is we're going to have a lot of clips and stuff that'll be on TikTok and Instagram and all of that maybe you might have missed throughout 2023. And so definitely, I always feel like those little snippet, like Jennifer does the 12 minutes, like those little snippets of information come to us at exactly the right times that we need it. So be looking for those.
All right. So that's it. This is the final episode of Rewriting Reality for the year. I take the December off, and I think it lands on Christmas or Boxing Day. Anyways, if I was to do it, I'm not doing, Boxing Day. In the States, you don't have that. We have that in Canada. It's kind of like Black Friday for Canadians. So yeah, so we'll be back at the end of January with an amazing guest who I will find out who that is over the holidays. So thank you for taking part, Jessica, and thank you for being a wonderful guest, Jennifer. We are, as soon as I get my videos lined up. We are heading out. Bye-bye.